Hello vinyl people, I'm Jonas, I live in Stockholm and I have started my YouTube channel called Vinyl Stockholm. I did it a couple of months ago, starting by doing these Acid Archive Diaries videos, a thread that was started by Dom from Seeking a Thread. And I have since then tried to get into this vinyl community. I've been looking at many videos to see what everyone is showing and doing and trying to learn who's who in this community. Today I'm going to talk about some obscure singer-songwriter albums from the late 60s and early 70s that I have in my collection and that I highly recommend. And there were lots of great singer-songwriters in the late 60s, early 70s. And many of them were forgotten by time, but some of them have been picked up in recent years and got the recognition that they so well deserve. I'm talking about Vashti Bunyan, Bill Fay, Linda Perhacs, Judy Sill, etc. These kinds of artists have had a revival, and they are now considered to be quite well-known artists. But some great LPs from that time hasn't got that recognition. I mean, a lot of record collectors know about them, but to the broader audience they are quite obscure. I thought I would highlight 6 LPs today from my collection with singer-songwriters that needs to be heard. The first one I'm going to show today is an American called Randy Burns, who released this album called Evening of the Magician in 1968 with this absolutely stunning psychedelic cover. And here is Randy on the back side. And this is a UK press of this LP. It was released on Fontana in the UK, but in America it came out on EPS disc. And musically it has some similarities to his label mates from EPS disc, Pearls Before Swine, but not as psychedelic as Pearls Before Swine, not as out there as they. This is just great songwriting, great arrangement. He plays guitar and sing, of course, and he has a little trio, Matt Kestner on organ piano, John O'Leary on percussion, and Bruce Samuels on bass and flute. So it has kind of sparse arrangements, but lovely songs. Some songs go into some acid folk territories like Echoes of Mary's Song. And there are some others. Girl from England has a really Jackson C. Frank style, very much like his guitar playing style. And this is from front to back an amazing LP with amazing songs. And this UK press, I'm going to show you the label. I mean, they must have had some faith in him because they had a UK release, and it came out on Fontana, this classic UK label. And this version is pretty rare. On Discogs it's only 13 people who have it. So this is quite hard to get, this UK press. The American on EPS disc is easier to find, and I don't think it has been reissued, but it's on streaming if you want to sample it. And it's of course here on YouTube to listen to. And I'm gonna play a little sample of Echoes of Mary's Song that has some lovely flute and definitely goes into some acid folk territories.
Girl of pride, your mountain cannot bring you fame. Girl of pride, your vision can never hold your name. But now you're just an echo on my mind.
Song of the Magician, highly recommended album from 1968. Alright, next one is also an American, Karen Beth, and this you might have seen. It's a cheapie, you can find this for like $10 or so, and this is her LP Joys of Life, debut album from 1969, and the first track here, It's All Over Now, is a song you should skip. And if you skip that song, the rest of the album is killer, like loner folk with some psychedelic moments, and just a great singer-songwriter folk LP. And she has a bit acquired taste with her vocals. I know not everyone likes it. It's a little bit like Karen Dalton. Either you love it or you hate it. But if you can stand her quite unusual voice, this is a really good LP. So this is not an expensive record. As I said, you can get one on Discogs for around $10. So it's highly recommended. Cheap heat from '69. Came out on this Decca label, of course.
No one to be near you, no one to hear you, no one to hear you. But what is that I see shining through the darkness? Is it just a reflection in the night?
Now we're gonna go over to UK, to one of my favorite British folk pop singer-songwriters, Marc Brierley. And before we talk about this, just look at this lovely cover. The typo and the image here, a really psychedelic one. And on the back, Marc is lighting up cigarettes, and there are some pictures of the musicians he had. This is a UK original, you know, this laminated glossy sleeve. I don't know if you can see it. Wonderful condition on this one. I had it before, but I upgraded to this copy, and I have had it for many years now. Yeah, so what is this? This is first class, very British styled psych folk pop singer-songwriter music, and some of the tracks are has a more jazzy groove, really interesting. Some of them has some baroque arrangements with strings. Some goes into more Donovan styled psych pop. Some are pure, like beautiful guitar based folk songs, singer-songwriter songs. He has a bit similar style as Nick Drake when it comes to the guitar playing. He also tuned down his E string to get this like deep open guitar type of finger picking. That's really cool. And some of the tracks has some brass arrangements that are like actually very dreamy. I'm talking specifically about the title track that I'm gonna play a sample from, Welcome to the Citadel. That is a wonderful, trippy, acid folk song. It might not feel that acid psychedelic, but the lyrics here are, he's trying to describe his first acid trip as accurately as he could. And it's a really cool song, one of my favorites. So let's listen to Welcome to the Citadel.
I sighed and handed you a flower across the waste. Momentary instinct told us we'd been halfway there and then returned. So welcome to the Citadel, where the question is, am I?
Highly recommend it. Welcome to the Citadel by Marc Brierley. I forgot to show you the label. It is of course released on this CBS label. The label says 68. It was recorded in 68, but it came out in February 1969. That has been confirmed by Richard Morton Jack. So, and you don't mess with him about dates. So, my little lamp I had here just ran out of battery, so I'm gonna do this with just a natural light. Maybe it's better, I don't know. But the next one here is an American called Robb Kunkel, and this is his album called Abyss from 1973. Came out on the Tumbleweed, the famous or infamous label Tumbleweed. You know, this label in 1973. And the story behind Tumbleweed is there are a lot to read about online, but it was basically some record people from San Francisco that after the Summer of Love and the hippie movement and everything, they moved out to Denver, Colorado and started up Tumbleweed Records. And they had some oil money or something, they had some money, so they spent a lot of money on producing great records that no one bought. And they did this in the early 70s, and after a couple of years they run out of money and called it a quits. But we have some great albums from Tumbleweed, and it's a really interesting label. Anywho, this is one of the last that came out on Tumbleweed, Robb Kunkel, and there are some songs that you should skip on this one, like Country Blues, Air Hammer Eddie, and so. But most of this LP is really, really good, and there are some West Coast style, laid back kind of folk rock with some harmony vocals that sounds a bit like Relatively Clean Rivers, and there are some Jerry Garcia lead guitars here and there, and yeah, great musicianship, great arrangement. There are some string arrangements here, but the songs that I like the most is the piano led songs. So you can see here he's sitting by his piano, and these are probably my favorites. I think it's a bit similar to what John Cale did in the early 70s. Same kind of string arranged piano led songs. Great. And I'm gonna play some samples from a song called Oh Light, one of my faves on this LP.
Warmth the warmth surrounding me, I ask for nothing more. Frozen in the night, the lights of other wanderers, take them to their homes once again.
That was Robb Kunkel with Abyss on Tumbleweed from 1973. Next one is a British artist called Robin Scott, and this is his album Woman from the Warm Grass from 1969. And this has this, like, I don't know if you can see it, heavy textured cover, very fragile, and picture of the woman from the warm grass on the back here. Came out on the, I don't know if you can see, it's the Head label. The Head label were short-lived UK label that only released, I think they only released 2 LPs. It's this one, Robin Scott, and the other one they released is Mighty Baby's debut, and the Mighty Baby is actually playing on this LP on a couple of tracks. So it's Mighty Baby together with Robin Scott. There's an insert that came with this, with the tracks and some pictures like this, and on the inside you can see a romantic couple out in a field somewhere. But this is a lovely underground folk rock LP or folk singer-songwriter LP from '69. He sounds very much like Leonard Cohen in some songs, has this same vibe and same like fast guitar picking style, and some of the songs has Mighty Baby as backing band. They are more like this classic folk rock kind of beat, and some songs goes into definitely to acid folk territories, like the wonderful Mara Supper. That is one of my favorite acid folk songs from the UK. It's brilliant. And yeah, he only did this LP in '69, and then he turned up again in the early '80s as the artist M with a song called Pop Music that went to #1 or so in the US. I don't know, this is the same guy, but this is like 10 years earlier when he was like this folk rock underground artist from the UK. So if you like Mighty Baby, if you like UK folk rock, check out Robin Scott. A really great one.
She follows the wall beside her bed to the window of her room. He has fled to the street below where the sun is chasing the moon. She did not have time to change his mind and spin him on.
The last one I'm gonna show is an American that is called Bill Quick, and this is his record Maravillosa Gente. That is Spanish and means beautiful people. This was recorded in Spain. He came from, I think his dad came from America and his mom from South America or so. And in the early 70s he was living in Spain, in Madrid. He was like busking the streets, playing music and hanging around in the hippie markets in Madrid. And eventually he met up with someone who wanted to record his songs, and they recorded this LP. It's all songs in English here, so lovely artwork here on the back, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. I'm going to show you the label. The label is really cool as well. Looks like this. This is a Spanish original. It only came out in Spain, but as I said, all the songs are in English, so it sounds very much like an American singer-songwriter LP. It came out in 1972, and this is pure gold, really great singer-songwriter folk rock LP, and he had really good musicians, both locals from Spain and other musicians that were from abroad that were living in Spain at the time. So he put together a really, really great band, and especially the B-side is fantastic here with beautiful people. Heaven Knows, that's gorgeous like pop ballad, and Winter Is Gonna Come, also a great song. And I'm gonna play you a sample of this Maravillosa Gente, the song that's called Beautiful People.
There's a place of streets and shadows. Bring your guitars and your banjos. Oh, oh, beautiful people. Don't forget to be around next Sunday. I'll be going down to the flea market with you.
It was released on Explosión label, or how you pronounce it in Spanish, I don't know. But really cool one. Bill Quick. So that was the last one. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you found some new music that you haven't heard. and I hope you liked the samples and stuff. And go ahead, put down a comment if you know any of these LPs, if you like any of these LP. Please put down a comment if you can recommend other obscure singer-songwriters from this period. I have, this was just a few samples of what, I have lots of like these folk and singer-songwriters LPs. That's something that I really like. So that's it, folks, that's what I have for today. Some obscure singer-songwriter LPs. And please put down a like if you think this was a cool thing, and subscribe if you haven't. More of this to come. I will show more original stuff, and I will talk more about record collecting. Take care out there. Peace.